Welcome to Angus. Creating student records and generating invoices using the Angus program only requires a few simple steps. In this video, we will add a new student and their parent details to our database. We will select 2 lesson attendance days and suppress a lesson day within the current invoicing period. We will then record lesson attendance and add a lesson note before viewing the current invoice along with our student timetable. We will finish the video by recording a payment and viewing a summary statement of the current invoicing period. We begin the video on the student's page. To enter the details of a new student, we click on the plus button in Student Actions and proceed to enter the details of the student into the fields provided using the Tab key or the click of the mouse to move between the fields. In this case, our new student is Jessie Walton, and Jessie lives at 29 Greenslopes Avenue, Moreton. And for now, we're going to leave the phone number and email fields empty. I now click Save in Student Actions, followed by OK, and Jessie has been saved into the system, and his name also appears in the student list to the left-hand side of the screen. I can now proceed to record the details of Jessie's parents into the Parent Details table. To do so, I click on the plus button and a pop-up window titled Parent Information will appear on the screen. I now type in the given name of the parent, and if, as in this case, the surname and address will be the same as the student's, I can save time and utilise the copy feature, click Save, followed by OK, and the details of the parent now appears within the Parent Details table. To add the details of a second parent or guardian, I click on the plus button once again, type in the given name of the parent, utilise the copy feature if it's appropriate, click Save, followed by OK, and we can now see the details of both parents appearing within the Parent Details table. I can now proceed to record the details of Jessie's lessons into the Each Week on These Days table. To do so, I click on the plus button and a pop-up window titled Attendance Days will appear on the screen. Now, Jessie is a keen student and he is going to attend 2 lessons per week. The first lesson is going to be conducted on a Tuesday at the time of 10:30. And in this case, I'm going to apply my default amount of $30 that I've previously saved under my preferences. I click Save, followed by OK, and this information is now displayed in the Each Week on These Days table. To enter the details of the second lesson, I click on the plus button once again and select the details. The second lesson is going to be conducted on a Wednesday at 12:30 for the same amount of $30. I click Save, followed by OK, and we can now see that both lesson days have been recorded into the table. Now, if I highlight the Tuesday lesson within the table and we view the attending on table below, we can see all the information related to the Tuesday lessons for the current term appear. Likewise, if I click on the Wednesday lesson, all the information related to the Wednesday lessons for the current term will appear below in the attending on table. The information related to the dates that appear within this table have been created previously via my period setup. I can now view Jessie's current invoice if I click on the magnifying glass to the right-hand side of the screen, and a pop-up window will display his current invoice for me. I can see the weeks that he will be attending lessons, the dates and days of both the Tuesday and Wednesday lessons, the weekly charged amount, and the total amount due is listed in the top right-hand corner of his invoice. The lower section of the invoice has been reserved for our terms and conditions and any bank account details that we have saved under the Preferences page. I'm now going to close the pop-up window and return to the Students page. Now let's assume that Jessie attended the lesson on week 1, the 2nd of February, and we wish to mark his attendance. We right-click on the cell related to the lesson and we click the Attended option, and we will now see in the Attended column in relation to the lesson held on the 2nd of February that the status of Yes has appeared, meaning that Jessie did attend this lesson. I'm also going to attach a lesson note to this lesson by right-clicking on the same cell once again, and this time I'm going to select the Add Edit Lesson Note option. A pop-up window titled Lesson Notes will now appear on the screen, and I can enter my lesson note description, click Save, followed by OK, and this has now been saved for my future reference. Now let's assume that Jesse has informed us that he will be absent on week 2, the 9th of February, due to a school camp. Now as a result, we've decided that we wish to withhold this lesson date from appearing on his current invoice. To do so, we right-click on the cell related to the lesson and we select the Suppress On-Off option. This will now withhold this lesson date from his current invoice, which we can check if we click on the magnifying glass once again and display the invoice, and we should see that it has been amended, and in week 2 he will now only be charged for the Tuesday lesson and his total amount due has been reduced accordingly. We close the pop-up window and return to the student's page. Now at any given time, if you click on the History tab in the Invoices section, you can view the invoices that have been created to date for the student. Invoice number 88 was the originally created invoice for Jesse Walton, and invoice number 89 is the amended invoice with the suppressed lesson on the 9th of February. It's important to know that it is always the most recent and current invoice that is emailed to your student via the bulk email function. Now let's assume that Jesse has made a payment towards his term fees. To record this, we click on the Payments tab in the Invoices section, followed by the plus button, and a pop-up window titled Payments will appear on the screen. I can now record the details in relation to the payment. I click on the calendar button and I select the date that the payment was made. I click Select. I enter my description, followed by the amount that was paid. I click Save, followed by OK, and this information has been saved and recorded into the Invoices table. If I click on the magnifying glass once again, I can see the mention of this payment is also recorded on Jesse's invoice in the Payments section. We can see the mention that on the 7th of March there was a part payment of $300 and his total amount due has been amended accordingly. We can close the pop-up window once again, and now we are going to view where Jesse is situated in our automatically generated timetable. These timetables are generated via the information that is entered in the Each Week on These Days table and the dates that have been created via the period setup. If I click on the Timetables icon in the top banner, my timetables will be displayed for me, currently in 30-minute intervals. And if we view the Tuesday, we can see that Jesse's name appears in the time of 10:30 and his full name is displayed in the yellow tooltips. Likewise, if we view the Wednesday lessons, Jesse's name appears at 12:30 with his full name being displayed once again in the yellow tooltips. Now let's assume it is the end of the invoicing period and we wish to view a summary statement for all of our students to view their current balances. We click on the Summaries icon in the top banner. We also click on the Summary Statement tab and we choose the appropriate invoicing period in the window to the right-hand side of the screen. If we now click the Calculate button, Angus will automatically generate a summary statement for us for the current invoicing period to view the balances of all of our students. In the table that has appeared on the screen, we can see the names of all of our students, the amounts that they were originally invoiced for, any payments that have occurred throughout the term, and their balance as it appears at the end of the period. Now, as we have completed all our tasks, we've entered the details of our students and their parents, we've done an invoice generation and a summary overview for the current period, we have completed the video.